Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's a cool name. And I saw you do some. What was that modeling you were doing? Cover.
Oh, it was for an event. They just wanted to take different
Well, it was
pictures.
dope.
Yeah.
It was dope. I like
I
that.
kept saying to them, guys, I feel like Brenda Fassie.
And that's a baddie of note.
Right. It's like, we need to do this again.
Yeah.
Like, next time, I'm going to come prepared because I was a bit unprepared for that.
What's up, grinders? Welcome back to another episode. And today we have a special guest. She goes by the name of Tshego, Baddie, Matabane. You'll find out what the Baddie is all about as we go on with this episode. She's a musical type of person, very jazzy. And she's been playing the violin since the tender ages of 9. She has her own social activism that she's taken through art, through her entrepreneurial venture, Lesedilarona Kreatives. So today we're going to be finding out more about her and her journey. And she's a person that's passionate also about education and considers herself a cultural practitioner. If you don't know what that is, stick around as we find out. Tshego, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So I'm happy to have you on the show. I'm sure you've seen the show and what it's about. So we try and find great people to share their stories with. And where I'd like to start with you, I want to know where the love for music came from for you and how you actually find yourself playing the violin at such a young age.
Okay, so I come from a musical family. My mom was like choir conductor. Okay. She was a teacher. So she was a conductor and she played the piano, I think, in her early years as well.
Nice.
And my dad as well in the choir at church. Okay. So yeah, I come from a musical family. Nice. And then with the violin, my sister's the one that introduced me to it because she's like 13 years older than me.
Oh, that's a gap.
Yeah. And she started early as well. So I would see her as a child, practicing. And I was like, I also want to play that. Yeah. And then, yeah.
Okay. So the training of the violin is something that you did with your sister, or did you do it like formal way as well?
It was formal, informal. It was in a community organization, arts organization.
Nice.
Got Deep Groove. Yeah. And they teach classical music, classical instruments to the Black community.
That's nice. It's not an instrument that someone just falls upon, or you find some kids saying, it would be great if I could play the violin. So I was quite surprised when I found out that you play that instrument, right? And I just want to know how that instrument actually shaped who you are and the things that you got into as you realized your talent in that and you grew within it and became an adult. What opportunities do you think that opened up for you?
A lot. Because I started at an early age, I was exposed to a lot from an early age. One of them is I got to travel in high school. I was part of the orchestra, the ensemble, the music school. And we got to travel to different countries. And that was fun and nice, being in high school and being able to go to South America.
Wow, that's exposure, right?
Yeah. So I got to see the world through the instrument. I think my taste in music is heavily influenced by that training because I can read music, I can write music. My understanding of music is different.
It's deeper.
Yeah, compared to just listening to a nice song. So and that also shapes my taste.
Yes.
And how I
in things that you get into.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I've seen you preparing for like weddings, to play at weddings. I've seen you prepare to like go on a play violin on like an actual song that's being released out into the open. So are those things that you thought would be possible through this instrument, like to see yourself getting into them? And also the violin itself, I want to know. I'm asking so much about the violin. I'm so obsessed with the violin right now, but I think it's just something I want to put out there so that a lot of youth like are not afraid to go into like lesser known paths and lesser known like things. So that's why I'm so fascinated, you know. And yeah, tell me how it was working on a song, an actual song that dropped on streaming platforms, and also what type of gigs you play. I saw you preparing for a wedding. What other gigs do you get into?
Okay, so with the violin, I never used to think I could be a freelancer.
Okay.
I wanted to study music, but jazz and vocals. And then I applied, went to VITS, and they told me I had to take an extra year because my practicals are not, you know. Yeah, so I was like, no, I'm not trying to waste another year learning the basics of music when I already know them. So I did something else. But yeah, I never imagined myself doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It's also a confidence thing. It's just, what do you call that? Imposter syndrome, where you feel like you're not good enough. There are people that do it better than you. Yeah. And now I'm just faking it, you know. I am faking it till I'm I'm making it. I'm going somewhere with it.
And I'm seeing, you know, it's very interesting. It's such a unique type of talent to have that you're shocked at the places that it fits into, you know. So like when I was like seeing you preparing for a wedding, I was like, there's situations where you need like a live element. And you touched on imposter syndrome. I think most of us feel that, you know, and it's not the first time that I've spoken about this on a podcast also, because how we interpret reality itself and perceive ourselves and how we present ourselves out into the world. Sometimes you get shut down when you're not received the way you see yourself in your mind. And that's where you start doubting yourself. Things like imposter syndrome creep up. But I feel like it's natural. It's natural to feel like an imposter until and feel like you're faking it when you're actually not. You're actually doing the right things. It's just that the way the world unfolds is that you can't follow someone's template to the T, right? There's going to be things that are uniquely yours. So if, for instance, I look up to another podcaster and I don't do things exactly like them, I'm always going to feel like, I'm an imposter in this. I'm not really doing it how it's supposed to be done. Only to find that I am doing it how it's supposed to be done, and the experience is unique to me.
Yeah.
Right? That's exactly how it's supposed to go when it comes to me. I'm not that person. We don't share the same background. We don't share the same ambitions or whatever. There's a lot of nuances between people, right? So I get what you're saying when you say you feel that sense of imposter syndrome. And you touched on something else, that your musical taste, it opened you up to jazz, right? And I haven't seen a lot of people do what you do in the space of like jazz. Okay, you DJ jazz, right? And when I saw that, I was like, what?
What's going on?
I didn't know. So how did you find that? Yeah.
Okay, with jazz, I have to start. It starts with a love story.
Okay.
I dated a jazz musician.
Okay.
And we dated for a while, and he influenced my taste. But during the relationship, I did not understand.
What's this guy doing?
Yeah, like I couldn't find the jazz that I liked because there's different levels. There's so many levels to it. So that's where it started with love. And then now it's the love between me and jazz, which is...
Sometimes you introduced to your husband by your boyfriend.
Right.
Because I can see you married to the game.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And how did you now find your way to the type of jazz that you like?
Exposing myself to different music, different genres, firstly, and people, because I'm surrounded by a lot of musicians. So going to watch live performances, and
obviously song selection and those live performances is what brings them out.
Yeah.
Exposure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. What type of song did you actually do? I listened to it. Is it a house song or a piano song? The one you played on that EP?
It's not a piano. It's a fusion.
It's a fusion, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like,
I also struggle to
I'm
when I tell
enjoying this,
people,
but I can't. Sometimes you don't need to place something in a box. You just let it exist.
Yeah.
Right? And enjoy it for what it is. You don't need to force it and shove it down a playlist with, this is where amapiano lives, I'm going to shove it. No, just let it exist on its own and enjoy it for what it is, right? So our conversation is flowing into things that I wanted to ask later, but because they come up, we're just going to go down that rabbit hole. So you say you attempted to go to Wits to study music and they tried to push you to the basics which you already had. But currently you are a master's candidate, right? So what is it that you ended up studying that led you up to this level of being a master's candidate?
Okay, so my undergrad, I thought I wanted to be a psychologist.
Okay.
Because I love working with people. So I studied my undergrad in psychology and anthropology.
Okay.
And then now at Wits, the requirements to be a psychologist,
it's up there.
Yeah. So honors, I just couldn't. I was not getting the 90% to qualify for that. So I was like, okay, which other direction can I take? And then I wanted to do something to do with community work. I can't remember. And I came across this course at Wits called Cultural Policy and Management.
Okay.
At the time, it was called Arts, Culture, and Heritage Management.
I see.
And I was like, okay, this is
It sounds like...
Yeah, I can combine all my interests in one thing somehow. Because I also really loved managing the arts. Or maybe because of the music school I was in, I saw so many loopholes and I felt like I could,
Yeah.
So I did my honors in cultural policy and management.
Okay.
And then now I'm doing my master's a few years later.
In the same field, right?
Yeah.
And okay, how are you finding that? Is that
so much fun?
Right?
I'm having fun. It's a lot pressure-wise.
Yeah.
Deadlines.
Of course.
Yo, kunzima, but it's
Next
I love
thing
it.
You're gonna have to go defend it in front of strangers. Why you know more about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the cultural practitioner that you are comes from, right? Okay, that's great. I like that.
And in between the honors and the masters, I went to a business school.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah.
That's where the social entrepreneurship comes in. Okay, now that we've touched on that, let's just go straight into Lesedilarona Kreatives. What is that about, and what are you trying to achieve through that vessel?
So Lesedilarona Kreatives, I started it during COVID.
Okay. As this podcast also started during COVID.
Is it? Oh,
let's go. Yeah.
I was working at a museum at the time. Museums are closed, but we were required to go to work. So I had a lot of time, and I was like, okay, what skill do I have now that I can utilize during COVID? And the one thing that came was being a virtual assistant.
Okay, I heard that.
Providing admin support to people virtually. Yeah. So I started doing that. I would create like posters.
Okay.
I would, just all these small
stuff,
yeah.
Okay.
I used to call it Tshego's virtual desk. And I think, I think that went on for a year. And then I've always had as I said, I love people, working with people.
Yeah.
So starting an NGO was something I've wanted to do. But then I was like, I'm also interested in the profit side. Yeah.
Money wouldn't
right. So I was like, hey man, there must be a way to combine these two. Yeah. And then I saw a friend's post on Facebook about social entrepreneurship. Oh no, I posted something. I was like, guys, I'm interested in NGO and also want a company. Like, how do I
combine these forces?
So he was already doing the social entrepreneurship program.
Okay.
And he was like, there's this. Melody, what do you call these papers, articles? Just like, read this. You might find it interesting. I was like, for sure. Yeah. And then I let it slide. And I think a few years later, I came across an open call thing for social entrepreneurship at Gibbs.
Okay.
I was like, I'm applying. I applied. But fees-wise, I didn't know how I was going to.
Fees are always, they refuse to fall.
Right?
Yeah.
But luckily, I got a bursary. Oh, wow. And I was like, dope. You know, from that moment, I just went. Yeah. I was just on some energy. But back to Lesedilarona Kreatives, what I want to do is to use art as an agent of healing and a tool for social change. Okay. So anything that has to do with people, I want to bring people closer to the art, basically.
And them to find healing through the art.
Yeah. Okay. And then I started doing things like sip and paint. Kokasi. Yeah. You know, that's so unique. Nice. That is healing in itself. People leave there feeling warm and alive.
Yeah,
and
they paint just anything without anyone paying attention to whether it's hideous or
just doing you.
It's the best. That doesn't matter. What matters is having that outlet.
Yeah. So that's me working on events. I call them experiences, art experiences.
Okay.
And the admin side, because I want to help, so the admin is so important. But people always
downplay.
Yeah. So I am grooming people that have that eye for administration in the arts. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So that's where I am.
That's what it's about, right? And I also saw you doing like, what is it, Marketing Mondays?
Yeah.
Please invite me.
I try to do that.
Please invite me to be a guest to speak on marketing. I'm a marketer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Dope. So when I started this podcast, Nhlivo Actually, it came with Nhlivo Actually Media. And that's where I helped people during COVID, logos, marketing materials, printing of like uniforms, branding, all these things, digital marketing, social media marketing. So if you want someone to come and speak to your people about marketing tips and whatnot, I'm happy to come help you out.
Thank you.
Right? Okay. We moving in the right direction. So that's Lesedilarona Kreatives and what you're trying to achieve with that, bringing art closer to people, right? Is your art, are you passionate about all art or specifically your side of art?
No, I want it to be all art. Currently, the things that I'm doing are just an extension of me. But because I'm open to collaborate with other creatives, I always want to. So if someone says, hey, I want to teach people how to...
I want to show them how to dance.
Yes. I will be the one that puts it together.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the collaboration happens. Yeah.
Okay. You spoke about healing. what type of healing are you hoping people get? Healing from what type of issues? Social issues, mental issues? And I know that you're a big advocate for self-care, self-love. So this is the part where we delve into those. What is your experience with healing? What is your experience with self-love and self-care?
So I spent a lot of time, I still do, I spend a lot of time alone. And that means I get to connect more with myself. And then sometimes you want like an outlet. You feel so much that bottling it up is not, it keeps building in you, and you just want a way of releasing. So I would write, I would paint, I draw, I would sing. I try to expose myself to anything that I feel like I want to do. And in that way, I find healing. And obviously music, listening to music heals me a lot. I can't imagine life without music.
Preach.
Yeah. And the painting stuff was me just
expressing, another vessel of expression, right? Okay. Is it part of connecting to who you are? Is it part of connecting to your inner child? Is it part of you finding other facets to yourself in your existence?
Yeah, I think it's more of allowing different parts of me to exist.
Because I believe that as we grow older, we step on certain parts of ourselves because they are childish. Why you like PlayStation? It's the thing, you know, we often shamed for things that we use as a form of self-expression. Such over there to such oh, let me dance.
Yeah.
Bruh. Like, I want to have, this is how I have fun. This is how I release. This is how, like, yabo. So I think that needs to stop. Like, you know, shaming people for not only trying, but also showing up as an authentic version of themselves. Man, if you're a friend of mine, you want to dance, you're welcome. Please dance. Dance until the song finishes. It's fine.
Talking about dancing, I have this friend. She's a dancer, I think. Yeah. She expresses herself a lot through dance.
Yeah.
And when I started going out with her, she would like always be, you know, so expressive and like I'm there in the corner.
You're like, what is wrong with you?
And I'm like, hi man, but she's having fun. I also want to have fun. So now you'll see me on the dance floor.
Yeah, you know,
moving the way I want to.
Not how you expect it to. Not the way the latest trend says you need to.
No, just being me.
You understand? So I think we lose ourselves in that interpretation. So do you believe you have philophobia?
What's philophobia?
You're scared of love. You said I read somewhere that you've been single for 4 years. And you mentioned your ex-jazz partner. So yeah, that's what brought that question up.
Yeah, I am scared of love because I'm a lover.
Okay.
Like, I will give you my heart and soul because why not? Okay. If it feels right in this moment, I want to give it all. Yeah. But that's where the danger is, because
in this current climate.
Yeah, because wherever there's good, there's bad.
And that's why I take it with a pinch of salt. But it's how much salt you can withstand.
Yeah.
You know, everything will come with the bad, but how much bad, like, how much tolerance do you have? There's things where it's bad that this person squeezes toothpaste like this from the center instead of from the bottom, right? That's a bad you can withstand. But bad, this person is gambling, is alcoholic, that's a different type.
Because it affects your health, your mental health, emotional.
Because now you've included yourself.
Yeah.
It's like this now. when one part is lacking, everything just doesn't work out. Okay.
Yeah, man, I am scared of love, but I love love.
Yeah.
And all my love experiences have been so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I don't have, okay, I do have bad things to say about them,
but not scathing stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost like playing double touch, skipping. You're waiting for a chance to jump in, you know, but taking that first effort, getting back into, not jumping into the unknown. You don't know what the next person brings with them because we're very layered and complex, and always meet people's lawyers first, like the best representatives before getting to the actual crux of things. And I've realized a lot that as we learn people, they're learning themselves. There's, you take for granted that someone has faced the situation before, only to find it's the first time they're facing that situation and in your presence. And they may not handle it with the humility or the poise that you expect from your partner. You know what I'm saying? And that gives you a certain impression and whatnot. So that journey is, it's a tedious one, but it's one that, since we're on this earth and our nature dictates that we come together as people, and that's how it's always worked. But the way it's going between men and women, so it's an AI.
I like that would be
movie.
Better.
Have you seen that movie called Her?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, try watch that movie where this guy falls in love with his AI assistant on his phone, but Siri wise, but very intuitive, very sensual, feels real. There's no inkling of you realizing, and this person stays in your ear, like you wear this one bud and this person is always here, and like the way they portrayed that whole thing, you end up believing that, oh man, this is a real person. They'll show up one day and say, hey, I was playing, I'm actually real. That's how crazy it is. So that movie is amazing. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I also found out that you have a fascination with ants, right? So I just want to know what's going on.
So it's not even that big. I think I have a fascination with nature in itself.
Okay.
Yeah, so every time when I see ants at home or in the kitchen, I'm just like, okay, get tell mate and it's gonna die. But I'm like, I wonder how long it's been living for.
What's the story?
Yeah, now I'm gonna kill it because it's there. Like, and I always wonder the lifespan of ants.
Yeah.
So I was Googling, and some live for years, others weeks,
Damn. And you don't know where they are in that journey.
Yeah, and then one other thing is they will carry like a thingy.
Heavy loads.
Yeah, like something small to you, but to them it's a whole group. It's a whole community carrying this thing. I'm like, yo, about to feast, you know. Yeah, so I find that so interesting.
Yeah, ants are a very social type of insect, and they have a structure, as to how they live. There's a hierarchy. If you were to take like a zoom lens, there's people who actually keep ants. They have like ant farms, right? It's 2 classes with sand. And the ants have built like this pyramid-looking structure. The queen is there. All that food, you watch them bring it in and how it travels.
They take it somewhere.
How it's shared, the community of it all. So they are very interesting. So it's not a bad thing, you feeling that sense of what's the story there, because we all have like spirit animals, insects we relate to, and all types of things, right? So it's not a weird thing or a thing that's out of this world. My animal that I actually find fascinating is a panther. I actually have it tattooed on me. I love the panther because of how its abilities. It's an animal that can hunt on land, on water, right? It hunts hunters as well. Like, how can this thing hunt an alligator? When you see an alligator or a crocodile, you're thinking, yo, this thing is dangerous. This thing hunts that, you know. So I'm very fascinated about a predator that hunts other predators, you know, and how its lifestyle as well and how it lives is something I relate to, and how majestic it looks. The black fur, the green or yellow eyes type of thing. It's very fascinating. So I get why you would be fascinated by ants, and an ant can kill an elephant, which is something.
Really?
Yeah. So if an ant crawls up an elephant's trunk and
it can take it out
and reaches its cop, it just starts going crazy, smashing itself into trees, walls, or whatever's available until it dies. So something so small can take down something so big, which is something I grew up admiring about ants, right? Yeah. All right. So now that we've had some interesting fun facts, we can move on to your main thing, the DJing. And before we get into the DJing, Baddie, how did you land at that name?
The name came when I was working through developing a DJ workshop for females.
Okay.
And I never thought it's something that I would be able to put together. But every time when I secured like a guest DJ or a sponsor for this workshop, I'd be like, hey man, I'm very good at this. Like, I'm doing it. I'm a baddie, you know? So it's that thing of being a good girl, a bad girl that's doing good.
Okay.
And then now with the music, it's like the music is, you don't know what I'm playing, but hey,
it's
man.
Contrary to, I feel a juxtaposition.
Yeah.
The name versus the
what
actual
you're gonna hear.
delivery and intent of everything. Okay.
And I also don't want people to read me easily.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If I come with pink hair, my name is Baddie, and I play jazz, it's like, hey, which one is this one? What's going on?
Right?
Yeah,
it's
confuse the people. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's a cool name. And I saw you do some, what was that modeling you were doing? Cover.
Oh, it was for an event. They just wanted to take different pictures.
Dope.
Yeah.
It was dope. I like that.
I kept saying to them, guys, I feel like Brenda Fassie.
And that's a baddie of note.
Right? It's like, we need to do this again. Like, next time, I'm going to come prepared, because I was a bit unprepared for that one. It was unplanned.
It doesn't show.
Yeah.
It worked out. Some of the things that work out and things that are spontaneous, you know, and just put together, whop, whop, we make things happen, and the people don't know. The people just receive what we put out there, and they like it. Yeah. Okay, so the DJing. Let's talk about it. How did you find yourself? I know you found yourself listening to all types of music, but I just want to know how you found yourself being interested in being a DJ, and how you selected the music that you would be DJing, and the experiences that you would craft for people that they would find like interesting and captivating.
Okay, so the DJing started. I used to go out alone a lot. I still do. I'm a loner. Okay. I do a lot by myself. Not because there's no one around, but it just I feel better when I'm alone.
You like the me time.
Yeah, and I'm also in control. Now when there's other people, there are other factors. Yeah. So I would go to this one place called Native Rebels.
Okay.
Go Soweto. And go there, solo date, they play beautiful music. But I would go to maybe an event, thing, and then I'd be like, I could do something.
I could spice this up.
Yeah, like there's an element of me that's missing. And then with also going out alone, I would find myself in spaces where I'm surrounded by a lot of males. So the kind of music that I listen to, alternative jazz, it's very male dominated. Like
I
know. Yeah, I did not say that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So that would frustrate me because I'd be like, where are the girls? Like,
who's doing this for the baddies?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, where are the baddies? They can't be at home taking care of kids. Not all of them. Because sometimes I'll be like, yeah, the gents are here because
they left their missus with the babies and whatnot.
But I'm like, no, not all of them. Some of them are like me. They don't have kids. No, zero responsibilities. Why are they not outside?
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, okay, maybe I can start something for females who are into this kind of music and have an interest in DJing.
Nice.
And then I met this lovely lady who is now like my close friend. I told her, I was like, it would be nice to have more women learn how to DJ. She's a DJ herself, vinyls and digital.
Dope.
Yeah. So I tell her about this. I was like, would you be keen to teach me and other ladies how to DJ? She's like, for sure. I was like, oh, okay.
Make it happen.
Let's do it. And then
she had no idea who she found. The master of organization and admin.
Right.
Let's go.
I got Kopanta, and we had our first one last year, and I'm like the end product of
the first edition of that workshop.
Yeah, just to show you what can happen when you are passionate and you put your mind to something.
So you've been doing this for a year, the DJ?
No, less than a year.
Wow.
9 months.
Wow. And how has the journey gone?
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Because people are only starting to be exposed to me now, wondering who's this girl. At first, they saw a workshop, DJing workshop. Like, who's putting together a DJ workshop?
Why?
And I was very aggressive with the marketing. So I made sure that people knew. Or people must just know. Yeah. Even if you don't come to any of our events, but you must know
that it exists.
That there's Basadi Bamino. That's
the name of the... Oh, dope.
Yeah. So it's nice when I would go to an event and people would be like, Basadi Bamino, like, yeah.
Like, that's not the name, but it's related.
Yeah.
Dope.
So it's been beautiful. It's been crazy. People are loving the sound that I expose them to.
What would you call it, that sound? Because it's eclectic.
I think it's experimental.
Experimental, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a lot.
Yeah.
I tried to get into it. I was like, hey, where are we now? Where are we going?
Yeah.
Up, down. Dope. Okay. So, what type of gigs have you been DJing primarily now that you know how to?
Last week I was playing at, so it was a live performance, jazz. Malcolm Gianni was playing. Okay. So I played after him.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, and just moving from that live performance to the DJ set, like it was smooth.
Yeah.
I could even see the people like, okay.
We thought this girl will come with a piano.
Yeah. They're like,
oh, this is our present. Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like it when artists, they get inspired when they hear me playing. They're like, I want to collaborate with you. I'm just like,
you know that I'm just
like,
getting started.
Let's collaborate, but I don't know what.
I'm going to place this here. in this DJing thing, do you still feel the imposter syndrome, or is it more driven with the violin because of the prestige, or what's going on?
Yeah.
What's the feeling?
It depends who's in the room with the
Okay.
DJing.
Yeah.
But I trust my music taste. And I'm trying to drill that in my head. Like, no, girl, your taste is...
There's no one who can curate this type of experience. It's uniquely to you. They can only come and collect it from you.
Yeah.
Type thing. So there'd be less of a imposter syndrome on this one versus here. Now Hans Zimmerman is there. One day, play me violin.
Yo. But with like fusing the two.
Okay. Oh, you also...
No, I am manifesting.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. With that, I hope I don't have that imposter syndrome thing, because no one is doing that. No one will be doing that.
Nah. And I can see it now. Already the mere fact that you've been on a song playing violin, it's a matter of time that, hey, let me not manifest yet. It's a matter of time when you just be DJing and pull out the violin in front of people and add to that sound you've already, because obviously if you curating it, you know the pockets where you can come in and just kill them all type of thing. Which
no, I'm coming.
With that vibe, you know, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be unique, because I always see when I remember when I saw Black Motion playing live and they brought out the drums.
Yeah.
Oh, the temperature was different now, you know. Hey, now we started dancing, you know. It's one thing when the DJ is just standing behind the decks, playing music, yeah, it's cool. But once you see them drag the music from the digital world into your reality through instruments, it took it another level.
Yeah.
The drums even sounded louder. Now that you see them, they sound louder than if they were just playing them digitally type of thing. So yeah, I think you can do that. I think that will your crowd would really appreciate that, and yeah, it's something to be done. Okay, so one, I want you to give advice to the young girls that are aspiring, the basadis, bamino that are aspiring, everyone that's trying to get into the spaces that you are currently also just trying to exist in. What words of motivation, encouragement can you offer them to? Yeah? I just want you to let the people know where they can find you on socials and find your work and experience you. Yeah.
Okay. So, words of motivation.
Yes.
I would say people need to be curious enough to go out there and do the research, expose yourself to things that you are curious about. Because I am so curious about things that I'm always finding the information. I will find, maybe they will say there's a masterclass about running a business, or masterclass about running your creative.
Sign up.
I am there. I know I'm going to get there. But and
where
that's
there's
where,
a will, there's a way.
Right. And that's where you'll meet your people that are meant to take you where you are meant to go, you know.
Imagine if you didn't ask that lady about DJing, teaching DJing.
I was guitar. I'm like, no, you must be a baddie. Go out there and, you know, take up space. Yeah, take up space. Be confident. There's only one of you in this whole entire world. So if you're gonna be shy about yourself,
it's shy.
Aye.
It's shy.
What are you doing here? You know.
Yeah. I like that. All right.
And then there was something else.
Yes. It's
where to find me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm on Instagram, Tshego_Baddie. Facebook, Tshego Matabane. LinkedIn, Tshego Matabane.
Nice.
Where else?
Do you do X, Twitter?
I'm bad.
on Twitter, right?
I have an account, but
It's not your thing. Okay, so
and TikTok.
your main TikTok, you just there to watch people actively.
I don't even use TikTok.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
it's fine if you are not in those spaces.
I am, but I
But you
can't.
don't use them like that
No.
for those reasons.
Yeah.
So we want where people can find out what more about you. Like, so if Instagram is your main thing, perfect. Let them find. Also give them the Lesedilarona
Oh yes.
as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Instagram, Facebook, and then Lesedilarona Kreatives. We are there everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, X,
Yeah.
TikTok,
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Yeah.
Nice. Everything covered, right? Yeah. So guys, go out there, follow Tshego. She's a very interesting person. She's a dare I say it, she's a social force. So partner up with Tshego. She got a lot of interesting things going, as you can hear. And if you are in that space, and if you want exposure, if you're interested in art, if you just want to be involved in social change, hit up. If you want to learn something, check out Lesedilarona Kreatives. You're going to learn something, and hopefully I can also contribute to what you learn there. You know, as she said, put yourself out there. You never know. Send that DM asking about things you want to know more about from people. Don't be shy. Don't fear rejection. Rejection is not the end of the story. It's only the beginning, because overcoming that builds a different type of strength, you know? Yeah. So even us sitting in this couch, you don't want to know how many rejections we've dealt with. You don't want to know that how many people we've asked to come on the show and they've just ignored us completely or acted fresh on us or whatever the case may be. But that's not to say you're not who you think you are. That's just to say the person probably doesn't see value in what you do in that moment, but they might later on, or they might never, and that has nothing to do with you. It's not to say that you're not good enough or your platform is not good enough. It's just not for them, and you can't be for everyone. Unfortunately, even sweets are not for everyone. Even things, there's a lot of things that are not for everyone, you know? So, yeah, don't be hard on yourself. Stay motivated. And, yeah.
Be a baddie.
Be a baddie. Yeah. We need more people that live in their authentic selves, you know, and that are not afraid to speak, stand up, say something, show up, raise your hand, do something, guys, and don't be afraid. The internet has opened things up. Educate yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Like Tshego said, she sees a master class, she signs up. Even me, if something I wanted, I go for it. And then it pays dividends at the end. Sometimes not in the way that you think or how you can envision it or picture it or anticipate it. Sometimes things just creep up on you. You might have done something 10 years ago, and then it will only be required of you 10 years later. And guess what? You're the only one that has it in that moment, in that room. Now, there we go.
Yeah.
That's it. Now I'm just waffling because we've got time to spend.
Okay.
So I'm just waffling. That's the thing. Any chance I get to motivate, I will use it. You know. So yeah. Also follow us on Instagram, Nhlivo Actually. Follow us on TikTok, Nhlivo Actually. Follow us on Facebook, Nhlivo Actually. We don't do X, eh? I don't know. It's not my vibe. I use it on a personal basis, and it's not necessary to follow me there. I know LinkedIn also, we don't use it like that. On
LinkedIn is also
on personal capacity,
Yeah.
yes, but I don't use it as much on for this podcast because but it's changing. LinkedIn, I've realized, you know, when I joined it, LinkedIn was very CV driven, very job needing, you know, was all about jobs this. But now it's becoming, I'm seeing people post videos, I'm seeing people post images, like it's becoming a proper social media element, just a more reserved one, you know. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe I might delve into it as things go, you know. We have targets, we have KPIs, we have all these things that we hope this podcast reach, and as it reaches those and we check them off, then we can open other doors. But it's best to start with a more narrow focus scope, so that you unlock those certain platforms that work for you. Because this is a video podcast, you find more joy in putting it in places like TikTok, in short format, putting it out in 30 seconds, a minute clips, because that's what people consume there. Whereas a place like LinkedIn, the message needs to be more concise. And you see, we were laughing, talking about other stuff. Can't put that on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, they'll want to hear about the violin, you know. So the it's
business
about,
side.
You know, you need to be picky and choosy. But surely, in this hour of conversation, you can chop and change all these things and cut out bits and pieces that you can share on different things, you know, that will attract people. So, yeah, it's a whole game. And remember to reinvest in yourself. You know, some people, they get a bit of money, they put it out there doing Lord knows what, and forget to reinvest in themselves. Always invest in yourself, because you can lose everything and only remain with yourself. And if you've strengthened that vessel and strengthened your mind, fortified it, and acquired all these skills that no one can take away from you, then closer to success than you think. And success is relative, guys. Please. Not all of us will be billionaires, millionaires. Some of us will be centenaires. But as long as, like, you fulfilled, you know, gratitude. Hey, I'm waffling. Hey, I'm going. Hey, I'm preaching. Feel free to step in anywhere where you feel like you can add something, but gratitude, because there's certain things that we didn't have before that we have now. And it's easy to take them for granted, because every time you open up an Instagram, you see someone doing better than you.
You think they're doing better. It looks like.
Yeah. Unfortunately, perception is reality.
Yeah.
I can force you to think something because I can make you perceive it. And now that you've perceived it, you think it's real. And once you think it's real in your mind, it actually is, even though you didn't really see it in a flesh. And even if you see it in a flesh, it might still be not real. All right. That's it. Thank you for joining us on this interesting episode. And perception is reality. Till next time. It's been the Nhlivo Actually Podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Yes, sir.